Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Lone Star Radio on my mind.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket Show. This is Armando.
And I'm Brittany Glaze with One Property Group in Montgomery, Texas.
And we've got a show set up for you today, folks. We've got Bob and Carl, Bob Karlseng and Carl. They're from CEO founders of Texas Title, and they're going to be on the show today. Also, I have two special co-hosts.
Who are they?
Me, Brittany
Glaze.
Yeah, Brittany Glaze from Montgomery, Texas. One Property Group's work down there, and we also have Karen, TheKonnector, who is a brand manager with Texas Title, coincidentally,
Love
and bringing
Karen.
them in today to introduce them to our audience.
Karen's awesome.
So like she's bringing her parents to work today. You know what I mean? Because it's like mom and dad are coming, dad and dad. You know, so she's bringing the boss in. So I feel like we've been doing good things. You know, if you bring them, you must be enjoying your time on the show. So I'm really glad to have Karen, and I'm glad to have the team from Texas Title to tell us a little bit about what they do later in the show. But let's get this one started. Brittany, I have been trying to get you to get on the show for a while now, and
I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad you made it, and you got a lot going on. You manage the Biz and Booze networking event. I do. Selling people's houses every day.
I am.
And you list homes as well.
Yes, I do. Making dreams come true.
That's right. And I've seen you doing this, and it's just always so shocking to me when I see you doing a closing or you're taking that picture where you're shaking hands and handing keys. I'm like, I don't know. I see such a different package than the results. And do you feel like sometimes people size you up differently based on what they see and what you? I know they do to me all the time.
Hey, definitely.
You know,
people can
I get
judge
misbranded.
a book by its cover, but hey, I'm here to prove them wrong, show them what I can do for
You're
them.
already doing that.
Yeah. You're here to help.
I'm seeing that, and
Change
I know
people's lives.
And your mom is the broker, Monica
She
Brasovsky, but I know that she's already, I guess. I don't know how she got you so far along in the process to be not just doing the job. Right now, we talked about that. There's like a to B, put it in the box. That person can help me with that. That person helps me with that. That's what they're good for. But she's got you on this overall agenda, you know, where she's comfortable to leave town, go on a vacation, tend to family matters, tend to away matters, other branches, other groups, you know, and confident that you know most of the mechanics, if not all of them.
Hey, she's training me to, lead the biz, okay? I'm the next one in line.
You're doing it. I mean, training is when I'm training my daughters, I don't actually let them cook the meal. You know what I mean? I give them a little part of it, and I say, you do that, you know, and they do it, and then you stay to watch the rest of the cooking. Dad, I'm done with the sauce. You know, I know, but you got to watch the whole thing to know how to make the meal. You see.
Well, I've watched her my whole life, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I see
so.
that. You know, and you know, man, you guys look a little alike too. It's crazy.
We get that a lot.
It's crazy. And if I want to list my home with Brittany Glaze, who do we call? How do we reach you?
Oh, you're gonna call me at 832-490-4014.
Okay.
Or you could just send me an email, which is realtorbrittanyglaze@gmail. So I'm always here to help.
Okay. So have you met? Do you use Texas Title at all?
I do. I love Karen. She's awesome people. She's a great title agent, great friend. So definitely recommend her.
And I have too. I just have a title business. It's not like something I do every day, and I guess most folks don't sell their home every day either. You know,
right. When you're ready.
These are, but they're rare things in a lifetime. You know, I mean, normally, aren't they?
I mean, everybody's got to sell their house at some point. Everybody's ready to buy a house at some point. So it's just at your own timing, you know.
Then you get that one guy that never sells. You know,
there's those people too.
But I think that was more predominant earlier years. You know, like in April Sound. If you go to April Sound here on Golakeconroe, there, that was divided land at one point between like 2 or 3 people. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure, but it was homes. There was like one home, like 2 or 3 homes, and they were estates. That was their land. And you can tell because that buried family at certain places, like there are 3 parks in the neighborhood and each one has stones in it, like there's people buried at the parks, because these were designated areas for that sort of thing. And, growing up, it was never weird or anything. I mean, we're playing on the swings and some people lived here, that's people died here, it didn't really, for me and my brothers and sisters playing in the park with that.
Never bothered you?
Not at all. And as an adult, I look at it, I'm thinking, that's a weird place. I don't know if I like that. But as a kid, we didn't even think twice about it. Yeah, no. It meant nothing, as
Just
far
having
as
fun.
disrespect or weird. Yeah, no, we're enjoying the swing and we were, somebody used to live here a long time ago, and telling little kid stories about what we think it might be. Lots of that, right? Yeah, lots of that.
No spooky stories about the cemeteries?
It wasn't scary one bit.
No, yeah.
But we were always there when the sun's shining, so I don't know. If we came at night, maybe we'd all been scared.
Maybe the story would change.
But let's do this. Let's get Karen in here and these fellas from Texas Title. They came all the way from Dallas. We got them waiting out there in the lobby. I think
let's get them in here.
Our receptionist is serving them some coffee or something out there right now. Everybody looks like they're laughing it up out there. But let's bring them in and see what the joke's about and let Karen come in. And then what we'll do is me and you will come back at the end of the show. We're going to do the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show.
I'm excited.
We're telling them about all the events that are happening in and around. So, folks, stay with us because at the end of the show, what we're going to do is we're going to go over all the local events, give some of the July 4th stuff to you. We'll be back right after this.
Dial to the Texas Ticket.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Golakeconroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and Punch Your Texas Ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
Lone Star Radio on my mind. So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute? Turn your radio dial to the
Welcome back. This is Armando and Karen. We're here on the Texas Ticket, and we're back to the segment as promised. And you brought some friends today for
I
us.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I brought Bob and Claude with Texas Title.
Texas Title,
Yeah.
Bob and Claude. Bob, Claude, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about some of the topics of interest for titles, and man, I don't understand a lot about it. I say money doesn't grow on trees.
Right.
Why do banks have so many branches? I've got a lot of questions. I'm just saying, and do people actually need title insurance? And what is it? Is it like if I wreck my car? What layman's terms? What is it?
Well, in layman's terms, it protects your ownership of your property. So against either prior claims or liens that are placed on the policy or on title that then get transferred. So it's kind of like you said, do you really need homeowners insurance? You don't need it until you need it. So title insurance is kind of similar, is you don't need it until you actually need it. So really today, the I wouldn't say the most important, but one of the most important reasons to have it is because we're seeing an increase in fraud.
Yeah.
And
this helps that.
And a title policy protects you, call it 100% from fraud. So that's really, in today's market, one of the reasons to have it. The other is you're hoping that your title company, which we do a really good job of, but you're hoping your title company does their job.
Texas Title, you mean?
And clears. I'm not going to name any competitor of ours, but there are instances where an escrow officer will make a mistake, and your policy covers those mistakes.
Let me ask you this: is it a lending requirement?
It's not a lending requirement. Well, it may be a lending requirement. Although there are some lenders that if the policy amount or the property value is under a certain amount, won't require it. Texas doesn't require title insurance, but we strongly recommend it.
Most lenders do. Yeah,
most lenders, anything.
Most reputable lenders,
right? If you're doing a loan, they're gonna. Especially you're talking about the purchase of a house is going to be for most people, the most expensive purchase that they ever make.
Yeah.
And the other side of it is most people have no idea about the process. It goes. You sign a
actually.
contract, you go to closing. They don't know what happens in between there. And part of the process to get to the title policy, what the title insurance actually is all the due diligence that we're doing in between that period.
Okay.
And finding out was the prior lien paid off, or is the seller actually the seller, or if there's a dead person in the chain, are all the heirs being
Right.
accounted for? Do we get the heirship affidavits? Do they probate the will properly? Those things that 5 years from now, after the seller got all their money, they're no longer around.
Yeah. I see.
The
And
devil
if
in
they
the
are,
details.
they ain't got no money left. So that's the problem we run into. And so it's the insurance, the peace of mind that comes with knowing that the house that you bought is your house. And that if there is a situation, as Claude mentioned, that there was a mistake made, the title insurance company comes in and pays for it or fixes the issue.
Fixes the issue, yeah.
Sometimes it's not an issue that needs to be, a total loss. Sometimes it's just, hey, look, one of the heirs lied. Happens
Right.
a lot. We forgot that we had a brother. We forgot that there was somebody out there. Believe it or not, it happens a lot. And so we'll then go back and find out. And sometimes it's just a matter of the brother wants to get his right, the compensation
Sure.
that he was owed. So we then step in, and although it was fraud committed by the seller, we know they don't have the money. The title company is typically on the hook, and we cover that and make it right.
Sure.
So those are things situations that happen.
Gina, you brought up a couple questions.
Well-
Karen, sorry.
To make a point to what he's just saying, there's all this DNA testing now with 23andMe and Ancestry.com. So people are finding out they have siblings, which are new heirs. That can become
Even
an
weirder.
issue.
But you brought up something earlier to me when we were talking offline about Gmail being a concern. What was that about?
Well, you don't want to send things through Gmail. It's not safe.
Tell me
Like
why-
wiring or just bank information,
I see.
your
For
social
hacking
security
and
card, a
stealing
picture
your-
of your driver's license. Like you just don't want to send any kind of confidential information.
What if it's
through
too late
Gmail.
for you to, you wish you'd have told me sooner, kind of thing.
Yeah.
What if it's like that already? What about that? Is it too late?
I mean,
All is lost.
So that's a gray area question,
Right.
In the sense of if the title company's email is compromised, that results in a different type of claim or liability.
Right, that's our
if it's
liability.
the agent, because 5 years ago when cybercrime and all this stuff started to happen, no one was really wise to it. It happened and said, OS,
Right.
what just happened? So our security is of a certain type where, we have a third-party provider that screens most of our emails. We're on a secure server, but what we're finding now is most of the fraud and the email compromise is coming on the agent side or agent buyer seller side.
Sure.
So-
There's a lot of emails that transpire before they hit.
Right.
Right,
before
and if you Google how to breach a Gmail account, $10 and a 15-year-old kid can do it.
yeah,
So
it's easy.
And so what happens is they'll hang out in the knowing there's a listing. They'll hang out in the email, see that it happens, and they'll spoof someone else's email. And when the request for wiring instructions come, they'll modify them to theirs.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so when the money comes in, buyer's money comes in, or seller's money goes out, that's where the issue comes in. So it's theft of a different kind, easier because the money's going out of the country. But the issue that happens too with banks is once the money goes from title company or from buyer to the thief, getting that money back from the bank is next to impossible.
Right.
And even if you call them right away, they'll say, well, we need to call the account holder to make sure it's fraud. And we're telling them, so let me get this right. So we're going to call the criminal to make sure that crime is happening. They're going to go, no, it's not. It's fine. And so that's why we try to get.
Yeah, that
we
makes
take,
sense.
Yeah, we take steps on the front end. We use a company called Certified. We use different. There's an ID check we use.
Right.
just different things that we can make sure, not only the fraud
Experience has put these fail safes in place, and at least
over time, right?
Yeah,
So you get
yeah,
to a
sure.
point where
This
it's like,
didn't work. We better fix that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
or there's nothing there. We should put something there.
And people will still say like, "Hey, can you just email it to me? It's so much easier." But they don't understand that we really can't do that. It's a liability. We cannot email you wiring
And
instructions.
if you're the smarter, who wants to? If
Right.
you knew it was a danger, we'll
you'd
work.
be surprised though,
be
because
okay.
what happens and what's more important, safety or time.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of people, it's like, I'm so busy, I don't have time. I don't want to open your dual factor. I don't want to do this thing.
Yeah.
So just send it to me.
No,
Text
I get it.
to me.
And
I need to be-
I guess more so, less computer literate would make you more apt to a quickness,
Sure.
through this
It's not
process.
even
Right.
computer literate. It's just having knowledge that the fraud is happening. A lot of people are, in the dark on that, and so they don't know any better.
Well, they
They're not
just take the
thinking about
opinion
that.
it's not going to happen to me.
Right, it's not gonna happen to me. My email's safe. I don't open strange emails. I don't, I have a super safe password. They don't understand that it's so easy.
Super safe password. I love that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Which,
My babysitter was on my computer now, and
That's like
I'm
every
like, "How'd you
garage
get on
code.
my computer?"
Password.
And she's like, she was telling me, "No, I just did this and that, and I just put it on your computer. I hope you don't get upset." And I was like, "Wait, there's like 100 codes to just get to the part where you get to use the internet and be on my desktop." And I'm like, "How'd you get my computer?" "Oh, I figured it out. It wasn't that hard."
yeah.
It's not hard for kids these days.
And I was like,
Then
"You figured it out."
imagine you have a computer system that's just looking for those things.
Yeah, she.
Well,
she had-
it's a criminal enterprise.
I was
Well,
gone
they're
for 4
amazing.
hours. I mean,
They're using
she's good.
criminal AI technology to break in.
It's $1 billion industry. So they're going to use whatever resources and spend whatever money to get
Yeah.
to the highest
And
technology
it's actually
available.
cheap
Yeah.
to do it.
Bob, Claude, you guys, and is the title CEO for both you guys? Let me see. Right?
It can be whatever. We're the founders.
we're
of the
family
company.
members. Okay, yeah. And you met as practicing attorneys, right?
So we met in law school.
Law school.
So in,
Wow, way back.
Way back when. So
Okay.
initially in '98, I was lucky enough or unlucky enough to get in the title insurance business, and then Claude joined in
2006.
06. He was lucky enough to get in the business right before it crashed. So it was,
Had a baby.
I guess, huh?
well,
Yeah.
it could have led to that.
Good
you know?
timing.
Well, you know what I mean. At least
The
you're not
spouse
sitting there
always
with
says,
everybody
"You
else.
did
I
what?"
made it.
Yeah, I made
Yeah.
it. So my first 2 weeks, it was when they published the implode
Yeah,
report.
Employee.com or whatnot.
And we would go on each morning and go, oh, there goes another customer. Oh, there goes another customer. Oh, there goes a customer. Yeah,
it was just mortgage
we
companies
rebuilt.
were going out of town, out of business left and right.
And out of town.
yeah, they were
loan
running.
officers were changing
Running.
Wait,
industries.
does Texas
and-
Title do lending?
no.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. So you're just the title insurance portion.
Yeah,
right?
so early on, our niche was subprime lending back when home equities came about in
Okay.
1998, and so a lot of our clients would do that, along with a lot of real estate agents were clients as well. So at that time, any of the people that were doing home equity loans, when the subprime died, most of those went out of business, and so it was like Claude said, we
Kind
would
of
look-
seeing it again. So refis have
Gone away.
decreased significantly, and a lot of the companies that came back after 08 are downsizing, or some of them are getting out of the industry altogether.
And you guys currently are on the South Loop here in Conroe, Texas, right? And you have a Huntsville location as well?
So our headquarters are in Dallas.
Katy, that's right. Is it Katy?
So we're in the Houston areas. We're in Memorial, Clear Lake, and Conroe.
There you go. Okay.
Yep. And we're located at 336 and 105 or Davis Street, because 105 and Davis are the same street.
Yeah.
Catty corner from HEB. Right there on the
Okay,
corner.
yeah, I know.
So
You
it's
can't
Texas
see
Title on all
signs
three sides.
all over
Yeah.
the place.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
I am super glad to share that, and I know there was you're also active members with the Lions Group, and earlier this week you got a chance to go meet Mattress Mac. Had you met
Yes.
Bill McInville before?
No, I had not. First time.
Yeah.
I read his book years ago, and I met
Did
him
you?
one time at a store. But today he was fantastic.
Oh, good.
I got a picture.
I heard he was motivational
Yeah.
today. Did you see the picture I sent you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was stalking y'all. He sent me a picture of the two of you at Lions.
While
nice.
you were at Lions.
He has,
Wow.
There you
You
go.
got eyes in the sky.
It's like, how did you do
It's like a
I hear-
casino. It's like a
You're
casino.
right.
Eyes in the
So
So
sky.
sorry to disappoint you. So sorry to disappoint you.
No,
He's like, are these your guys? I was like, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I failed to make it. I really wanted to, and I have not yet joined the Conroe Nunes Lions Club, but I really want to.
We'll
We'll
give
get in
Karen
there.
some time.
Karen will
She'll
get you there.
We represented. Yeah, it was almost in place. She
It's one of my
worked
favorite
it this
places.
morning. Yeah, but nevertheless, I feel like it is a very active group. One of the biggest in the nation is in regards to Lions clubs, and one that I think houses at least 6 or 7 of Golakeconroe's clients that we represent
Yeah,
market
for
for.
sure.
So it was easy to ask a friend for
Well,
a
you
photo.
should join. You can get some more.
Membership has
But
its
it's not
privileges.
Yep. Yep.
It's not a networking group. It's a charity. It's to give back to the community and help kids and
So is this
kids in
station.
needs.
You
And
can go to facebook.com
Yes, so
slash
is this
TX
station.
ticket. This is a non-profit station. Make your
Yeah.
donations there. Go in there and support the organization that you'd like. You know, I mean, there's a lot of ways to help this community grow.
Right.
And one of those ways is that Conroe's Cares package that we've been working on, you know, where
Yeah.
and that's just something that I think the hidden agenda there, and there is one. Everybody says, Armando, you always have a hidden agenda. And I'm like, well, I sure do. I mean, who doesn't? At what point would you stop? You know, and I'm like, yeah,
It
there's
doesn't
an art.
have to be hidden. You just
There's
have
an
to
art.
have an agenda.
Well, yeah, you're right. Better said.
A subtle agenda.
A subtle agenda. So the Conroe Cares package was meant for people to give it, and then they a blessing bag to a homeless person or a person in need, right? But they have to do it themselves. So
you have to put it together. You have to take it
I give
to
them the bag, right? Well, I
Right.
got the bags,
You get
right?
the
We
bags.
collect the
We-
donations and all the
yeah.
bags, and we give them these bags, right? Here's like we'd hand you 4 bags and tell you to, hey, go take a picture of you handing this bag to a homeless person. So you commit the act of giving.
Yeah.
So you get that feeling that you get to see their face.
Right,
You
right.
know that
Yeah.
and a lot of folks don't get that kind of in
It's
touch.
addicting.
Yeah, it is a cool feeling, and
Yeah.
really we hope it is. The objective was not necessarily to help with the few bags we can give out, but that the contagion spreads that goodwill and other people jump on
But
board.
I think too, in a situation like that, is you get to see people the way they really are, and understand that most people are just like us, just in a different situation at the time.
Right.
And so, in that is like truly seeing them in the light where they're at, instead of seeing, oh, they're just a homeless person on the
that
corner.
too.
And
That-
so those are the things that are important, I think, for people. Then they can go, okay, now I've done this. Okay, they're not
Right.
a problem. I can now do something else and help somebody else.
I think
So
that's a good
then
feeling.
that's the
You know,
best.
you
Yeah.
get that-
Right. It's one of the
think it-
best ways to do it.
Helps find the empathy inside of us. I think we all have empathy. I think some of us just aren't connected to that part of us, and it helps us kind of find that again. It's like when you're a kid, you know, you're empathetic, you care, and you want to save the world, and you want to save everything and save the animals and save the plants and everything. And then as we get older, we just kind of forget about it.
I think we
And
get jaded sometimes.
Yeah,
that's
the other
And
side
then-
too is it's easy to give money, right? I mean, money's easy. I just give it to you and then I don't see it. But if you're physically doing the act of the gift, is now
well, it's a
you-
lot of work.
There's a chance for a spark, though. I mean,
Right,
there's a
yeah,
chance that you
100%.
can give an individual that just maybe not that he never gave, just never really hand
Sure.
gave, you know, like
Right,
this,
yeah.
you know. And it's not always the safest thing. I mean, you can't send grandma off in the woods to the homeless camp, you know, in the middle of the night. You know, here's some canned goods. You know, it's like, Grandma, what are you doing?
I
You
made
know,
you a
no,
casserole."
get out of there. I mean, she means well. I mean, there's nothing wrong happening here.
Like
except,
that lady feeding the alligator all the time, and then the alligator ate her.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an alligator.
It's an alligator.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's
and,
criminals down there too.
and there are, and there's
Yeah,
situations.
but there's not everybody. I mean, I think you would
Not
say
everybody,
not
but
everyone wants to be there.
You
Some
need to
do.
be safe. You need to be
Of course.
aware of your safety. You know,
We are in
obviously.
Texas, so
Yeah, and I agree, and I think that there's a lot of ways for people to get that feel. Conroe Cares, you can find at Golakeconroe.com, and the Conroe Cares package
Yeah.
is on the top. Just click that link. There's an Amazon link. You just go in there and buy some lip balm or something. They'll ship it directly to my house. We'll stuff little bags and we'll go hand them back to you so you can give them away. All we ask in return is you take a picture. That is it, and then we just share the photos. So there are no cash donations accepted for this. You can send cash directly to me if you'd like. For me, that's always accepted.
His beer fund.
Yeah, to just the me fund.
His dirty martini.
The
fund.
hashtag Dirty Martini Fund. That's available as well. But this is just, dry goods. There's a list. The Amazon list is super cool because no matter what you pick on it, I mean, you can buy a case of bottled
Do you post
waters.
that Amazon list?
Yeah. And anybody can go on that list,
On
buy
Golakeconroe,
whatever.
Search it. there it is.
Golakeconroe.com. Yeah, go right on there and find the Conroe Cares package. It's on the homepage right now, and you can click right through to go straight to the package. See the list on Amazon. Click, done. And I think the lip balm's like $8. You go to Ross and get 20, 30 things of lip
I
balms.
think
That's
right
30
now,
bags.
They probably need water, sunscreen, maybe some rags that they can get wet and put around their neck. It's hot right now.
Yeah, there are some items like that, and I think finding the right items has been the craft that I think could be as helpful as possible. I mean, they're only going to get a bag. It's not like I can.
Well, the other thing you
crates,
could do is as you're handing it, say, sometimes it's just the ask is what other things would you need, and kind of adding that. You know what I'm saying? So not only do you send a photo, it's like, hey, what 3 things that might they want or need that would be helpful?
And I don't think anything about the current process discourages the hidden agenda or the not so hidden, the subtle agenda. I think that nothing discourages that, because even if it was full of just granola bars, you'd
so what's the hidden agenda?
It's to feel it yourself, for you to feel that act of giving, to see the look on their face personally. You know what I mean?
And then spread it by posting it.
Well, we're going to spread it and post it
Spread
in their
awareness.
behalf. Yeah, but I think that for me, I think I'm more enriched when that individual takes over.
Well, Texas Title is all about helping the community.
Spirited me in another way. Well, send some toothpaste or something. We could use some mini deodorants. Anyway, whatever. But guys, I know you've made a long trip to come out and visit with us. I know you got 3.5 hours for it. Have you been to Centerville, Texas?
Haven't been to cinema. I don't know if I have.
No,
It's going to be on your trip on I-45, right? It's
Okay.
so it's called Centerville, Texas.
Oh, then
So-
we've been through it. Yeah.
Yes, you have.
A lot.
We've
And
waved
it's
to it on
It's
the
on
way
both
down.
sides of the freeway. There's a
Yeah.
place called Woodrow's there, and it is a smokehouse. They claim to be the largest smokehouse in the state of Texas. Inside, you'll find a huge array of smoked meats, from elk to deer to
I'm gonna
moose
make a note real
to
quick.
cow to
He's
chicken.
putting it in his phone.
You
Woodrow's.
name it. There is old ice cream coolers, right? Those ones you
Yeah.
slide the top to get the ice cream out.
Yeah.
Well,
And you
inside,
scoop.
these things are heated. They thermos both
Right.
ways, right? So insulated, but they're full of smoked
Meat.
meats.
Wow.
Yeah, so you either get a hot pork chop, a turkey leg,
And it's local.
an armadillo egg, or whatever, the Texas shotgun shells, and all those weird
Roadkill.
things. You name it. Come on, it's a respectable
little
organization.
raccoon.
It's all wrapped in bacon, no matter what it is. So
And it must
Fine
be
if it's
good.
wrapped in bacon.
wow, I will bag up so much stuff from that place and that passing, and it's the perfect, because it's almost literally in the center. I mean, it's right in the middle. It's like the perfect stop. I need fuel.
why
I
it's
go to the
called
bathroom. If anybody
I
from
would
Dallas
just-
wants to, once we bought a
made a
dog
note.
from a Dallas pet owner, and we met for the Great Dane at Centerville. It was
Do they
these.
smoke it or they give it to you?
That's a good one. No, that was they did unaffiliated. There's no dog there. And speaking of, you want to hear a crazy story? I went to a zoo, and it was I don't remember what it was. I think it was out near Palestine, East Texas, way out there, and a little north of Palestine, closer towards Texarkana. And when we went, we drove all the way. We were already in what was that town? It was just south of it, but we were already near that area. And when we went to the zoo, they let us in, but all the exhibits were closed or broken or not working, or there was no animals. There was one animal in the zoo. It was a dog. That's what I said. Like, really? It was a Shih Tzu.
Oh boy.
It was.
Oh, you
it
did
was.
tell me you had some good dad jokes.
It was.
Man, I will tell you the build up. The build-up was,
was good.
It was, yeah.
I was like, that's the strangest story I've ever heard.
It was. It was a beautiful Shih Tzu, but it was a Shih Tzu nevertheless.
Oh man,
Guys, I want to thank you for coming out today, making the time to come. I know you got a long journey back. If you any questions that you might have for them before they take off and go on their journey to Centerville to get some smoked
I got
meats?
a question for Karen. I'm going to take something off our podcast.
Oh.
Tell us one thing that you wouldn't think we would know about you.
That you wouldn't know
Yeah.
about me?
One interesting fact about Karen.
I just told you a bunch of stuff about me because I had to fill out
well, we're talking to the world right now, so we're trying to figure out what makes you different.
what makes me. I'm odd. So a lot of things.
All right, that's a
Wait,
good
what
no answer to the question.
I have a lot of things. I rode a motorcycle. I have a motorcycle license.
Do you happen to have
Harley.
a cat backpack?
I have a cat backpack. I remember the cat. Remember the cat that
So
got hit
now-
by a car last week
See,
that I adopted?
that's unique. Who's
Now
got
I
a
get
cat
it.
Now
You
I
have
have
the-
a cat backpack.
You have the cat backpack to ride on the Harley.
I do.
There you go.
Now
How
it makes
fun would
sense.
that be?
Well,
For you or the
couple
cat?
ears just to
I don't think the cat would quite enjoy that.
You never know.
Yeah, you
Harleys are soothing.
Not for
It's-
cats.
Well,
He's
how do
in
you
a
know?
backpack,
In this
though.
heat,
How do you know?
in a backpack,
He'll have all kinds of wind.
You got to put the head out.
there will be
Yeah,
con-
you
there will
never
be
know.
wind.
That's where you found him.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's
he
true.
does like the open road.
Yeah.
Test it. We
Literally.
should test it.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
don't know.
resilient, so
Very resilient.
He's got 8 lives left.
8 lives.
How many cats make friends as well as he does?
Yeah.
I mean, lucky guy.
Well, now we have 2 cats actually because we got one and then we didn't want it to be by itself, so we went and got another one at the dad's for dogs at the shelter. They had cats also, and we went. and
Dads for
adopted them.
dogs? What is that, Father's Day thing at the
Yes,
pet giveaway?
last weekend.
Well, guys, I am glad you came. And
yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
What is the number here? The 936. Isn't there a number for your Texas title location, phone number for the location here to reach out?
Just call me on my cell phone. It's 210-218-7468.
Or you can look at texastitle.com.
There you go. That's where I
TexasTitle.com.
was going next.
You can Google us. We're the only title
TexasTitle.com.
company in Montgomery County. That's awesome.
So do you just start it with most awesome Montgomery County Texas title, or is it Texas title most
Just .com is
awesome
good.
Montgomery County?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we just do a .com. We'll just go with .com.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we'll be right back
It'd be hard to remember all those words, right?
with the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show. Brittany Glaze is coming back. We're going to go over some of that stuff. Karen, thank you. Guys, thanks so much. Have a safe trip.
Thank you.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket.
Audience of One, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. right here on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5. Listen to the brain droppings of local hosts, me, Andrew Belshner, along with the jewel of Montgomery County radio, Dick Schisler. Topical musings, news stories, oddities, or just weird conversations that we normally have with ourselves, all mixed together with the occasional guest. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
Hey, this is Armando. We're back with a Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show, and Brittany Glaze.
Hello, Brittany Glaze is One Property Group.
And you got some stuff going on in your backyard. Well, hang on. Before we go to your backyard, on the Texas Ticket, Punch Your Texas Ticket segment, what we're going to do today is we're going to go over July 4th stuff.
Yes.
Right? We're going to go over some other events that are happening that are just crazy awkward to me. I mean, I got some things that I just hadn't heard or seen coming around in a long time that I'm going to share on this segment today. Folks, I'm glad you stayed. I'm glad you're watching. And I know you had a couple of events you wanted to share as well.
I do, yes.
We'll give
I
you a
do.
chance to do that as well. I'm going to get it started. And you know, when you punch your text tickets, it's stuff that makes you, you know, like if you had a ticket that made you more Texan that you got punched, like I went to the Frio River and spent a weekend, you know, punch that sucker, you know, because you're a little more Texan because you did, you know.
Yes, for sure.
I stayed the night at Lukenbach and, you know, or I danced at Whitehall, or, I mean, I go all day with this. You know, I went hunting deep West Texas, you know, I was in a chili cook-off at Terlingua. You know,
Chili cook-offs are fun, okay?
it's definitely
Great time.
punch that Texas ticket. So
these are just local. They're not always, going to get your ticket punched, but,
It's fun to check them all out, see what's
you
going
can
on
warm
around
up to
town.
your own neighborhood. And like there's on August 8th, Post Malone's going to be at Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion.
Really? He is?
Yeah.
I love Post Malone.
Yeah, but that's not so much a ticket punched event, but it is happening.
Hey, I'll punch my ticket for that.
Wow. But nevertheless, you get the idea. But nevertheless, this is an event that's happening right here for Texans to go to. You can go there and you can see some of these things. August 8th, Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion. That is Post Malone. July 22nd, Shania Twain.
Huh.
She's going to be there.
She's gonna be great.
At the Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion. And I thought, Tanya Tucker on June 21st, Saturday, tomorrow, with the Sweet Western Sounds Tour at the John T. Floor Store. John T. Floor Country Store. Yeah. She's going to play there, Tanya
She's
Tucker.
going to play there. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What does she play?
She sings that song, Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be from days gone by?
Oh, you know the whole song? Or
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
But it sounds fun.
Delta Dawn. She's number ones across the board, right? She has tons of them. Grammy award-winning artist, I believe, and amazing. There's another lady just as amazing who's coming. Pam
Who's
Tillis.
that? Pam Tillis.
Have you heard of Pam Tillis?
I have not.
Really,
I need to catch up.
Great ladies of country. Now she'll be at the Old Town Theater in Huntsville, Texas, June 30th. June
great.
30th, 7 to 10. Pam Tillis is going to be in Huntsville, Texas, and I know that her fans are like, what? Because that's really happening. That is, and you manage the Biz and Booze event.
I
right?
do. Biz and Booze. It happens
Okay.
every third Thursday of the month.
Every third Thursday.
Very exciting event. It's a great networking event. Brings a lot of like-minded business individuals together, specifically real estate. It's fun. We do it every Thursday. Our next event is July 20th in downtown Conroe at 202 Main.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was where your first one was. Wasn't
It was. So we're
we're
wrapping back
going back
around and
Keith's
going back
place.
to Conroe.
And you were last time you were there was the market days, right? Or the
No.
street wine and dine, or it was Sip and Stroll. It was Sip and Stroll
Sip and
Thursday.
Stroll
You
Thursday?
paired up with Sip and Stroll Thursday, maybe by accident.
It was probably by accident.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on? Is that part of Sip and Stroll? And they're like, no, it's not.
It was a fun event. That was
I'm
actually
like,
our first
I think I
event.
know some of those people. I sat there drinking beer for 30 minutes before I recognized your mom. I was like, oh, that's Monica. and then later ran into you and Gino.
Yeah, it was an awesome time. We got to meet a lot of great people and
Super fun.
connect. It was a fun time.
I hope it happens again. And what's the date for the
July 20th.
July
my apologies.
20th? Wow,
Yes.
some plenty of time to get that set up.
Yes.
And they can find out at where can they follow along?
So it'll be Biz and Booze networking event on social media, which is Facebook. We put an event page out on there, and we just push it out, and
And then go to One Property Group.
you can go to onepropertygroup.com.
Okay.
We will also post it on there, and
Well,
you can RSVP.
Fabulous. And I've been to a few of those. They're super cool. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
fun. And last one I went was the Moonshine Deck.
Moonshine Deck.
In Magnolia. Yeah. Super fun. Great event. Met a lot of people. And
Great
I
turnout.
met folks that weren't all, I don't know, if they're all one business, it feels like I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah,
Because I really don't want 5 realtors to market for, or 5 realtors to be on your,
Hey,
on
we
your
talk
Mac.
to everybody. We do.
You
we talk
do?
to title. We talk to lenders. We
Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
roofing guys.
You had a
know?
good mix. You had a
Yeah.
really good mix.
Great mix.
So August 18th, Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion, Sam Hunt.
Oh, very nice. Love Sam Hunt. Yeah.
How's it go?
He's a fun artist. Don't ask me how to do some. I don't know how to sing lyrics. You go for it.
I'm
You
not
know
gonna
all
do
the
it.
words.
I'm not singing Sam Hunt, but you know what I'm talking about. Yep, that's him. Saturday, Red Brick Tavern, Average Joe Crane, and I listened to some of his stuff because I wasn't familiar with him, but as I listened to it, I was thinking I should have been.
Hey, that's a great place.
It is a great place.
Have you tried
know
their
I like the
pizza?
place.
Because it's delicious.
Right. and I
Great music, great
they
food.
have we named our printer Bob Marley the other day, and they have because he'd be jamming, and they got a pizza called I think it's called the Bob Marley or something like that, or the something like that. It's
What are the toppings on the Bob Marley?
oh man, it's a little sweet, little jerk spice,
Okay.
little maybe some pineapple. I've had that one. It was pretty
Jamaican
good.
vibes.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really good, and I can't tell you how, but I'm all chicken wings there, so that's kind of why I'm on the fence.
That's your go-to?
You're picking up on that, I bet. Yeah, I'm the dry rub chicken wings at Red Brick Tavern. But nevertheless, June 24th, Average Joe Crane will appear. What else do we got? Post Malone, Shania Twain. Oh, October 15th, Sting. Sting's at the Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion.
Oh, okay.
You know some of his songs. Can you sing one of those?
Like, you don't ask me to sing a song.
What are you ever if it was karaoke, would you do
You
it?
got to pay me for that, okay?
Oh.
Just kidding.
All right. Fair enough. I get it. That's Pam Tillis probably would say. Or Tanya Tucker's. Those sweet Western sounds. Bill Kreger, Roger Kreger's dad, is celebrating his 89th.
Oh, how great.
Next week, I think. And so the reason we're bringing up the
Happy
John...
birthday to him.
Right? Yeah, the reason we're bringing up the John T. Floor store is because that's where Kevin Fowler and Roger Kreger will be celebrating Bill's birthday.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to celebrate it here.
How fun.
Right here at the station. Next Friday, you can catch the program right here on the
Yeah,
Texas Ticket.
tuning in.
And we've got Bill Kreger. Hopefully Mason can make it. Mason Kreger, cousin, little brother, I believe. And but he was with the Gulf Coast Drifters, I believe. They're going to answer all these questions. So I'm a little vague, but I think it was Gulf Coast Drifters, but I think he's doing solo now. So we're going to catch up with hopefully Mason and to help celebrate Bill's birthday. And but on the flip side, we've got the mobile tap unit. They got this old woody kind of wagon that they pour beer out of.
How fun is that?
All along the sides where the glass would be are taps.
Very nice.
They
I've never
can
heard of
change it
that.
out
That
for
is
like
so cool.
lemonade, sweet tea. They
Okay.
do all kinds of beverages out of the truck, but for events, so they'll park the truck at the event.
Sounds like a good
They'll
time.
pour your lemonade, they'll pour you a Miller Lite or whatever they do, and I'll let them explain that. But they'll be here next week on the show, right here on Facebook.com/TXTicket, or you can find them at irlonestar.com and catch the Texas Ticket Show there. So who else do we have coming? There is all the July 4th stuff.
Yes.
So I know Breakwater Grill's
coming
got
up.
the big thing that they do out in Walden. What's Montgomery doing?
Right in front of our front yard, one property group, they are going to be having the Freedom Fest parade, which celebration for Independence Day.
That's right.
You can support all the vendors. There's going to be a kid zone for kids, so it's kid friendly.
A parade, right?
Yeah.
And these are kid-friendly parades, meaning
It is.
you make your own.
It's gonna be hot. Bring your fans. Bring your little
trailers.
sprayers. It'll be a good time though.
I like the
Wear
no
some sunlight.
trailer parade, make your own float, right? Because
Yes.
there is a lot of this going on with that event.
There is.
And in the past, they've been excelling every year on what people are bringing because I think we get it,
People are coming to show out.
And they get it. They
Yeah.
understand what the city's trying to do here, and so they elaborate and they get better every year.
Yes.
And this ain't the first rodeo out there in Montgomery. They have gotten
know what they're doing.
better. These little street box cars and stuff they're making are getting next level. And I can't wait to see what happens this year.
Yes, me too. It's going to be an exciting event.
And that's when is that? July?
That is going to be June 30th.
June 30th, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the July Freedom Fest, Montgomery, June
Yes.
30th, downtown Montgomery, Texas. And you can find that on, we'll put some links down and share some of those details.
Great.
Because I don't really know where to find it, but it's out there. And I want to take my daughters to that.
You should. I'm going to take my son.
I think the girls, and I always keep a picture of my daughters in my wallet. I
Oh,
do.
yeah?
Yeah, so I can, it reminds me where the money went. So I keep it right there,
It's a good reminder.
Yeah. And speaking of my daughters and where all the money went, July 15th at the Crichton Theater right here in Conroe is The Little Mermaid.
Oh, how
Yeah.
fun.
And they want to see that, so more of the same. But
Yeah, there you go.
but
More ways to empty your wallet, right?
yeah, absolutely. But these are good ways. These are they open their minds up. They give them some vision, and it's their summer. I just wouldn't want the end of the summer to come and them just to look forward to the next one.
course.
Rather than go through the whole year and say,
Make it eventful for them.
can't wait for this summer.
Of course.
I got a heat advisory this morning, and they told us that,
Every day.
from like this morning at like 11 a.m., stay indoors until November 2nd.
Stay indoors. Forget summer.
I was like, what is this? This can't be real. And I was like,
No.
wow, November 2nd.
Look, it's going to be hot whether we like it or not. So we might as well just enjoy it and dress right, right?
Man, I'm inside and
Bring
hot.
the right clothes. You'll be fine.
It's hot in here. Are you hot?
I'm a little
hot
hot,
right now.
but it's Texas. What do you expect?
Well, and they're gonna pick up the heat come Saturday. There's so much stuff going
just
on.
the start.
Nickelback's got the Get Rollin' tour at the Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion Saturday. The 23rd.
Love Nickelback.
Yeah, they'll be out there, and there is this thing. Okay, and I want to call it thing. It's referred to as the Houston County Country Folk and Blues Festival.
So bring your boots.
Sure. I guess it's country. I'd bring the boots either way.
I'm bringing my boots.
But the thought here is that after time has gone by and I've seen it displayed and put about, and we don't. This isn't our event. We're just sharing with the audience on what it is. But I noticed that there are 3 locations, and one of them that I didn't see before is at Heritage Park, September 30th, and that's right downtown Conroe.
Okay.
Because I thought this thing was going to be in the Woodlands or somewhere, because it
Close
had
to home.
it had another location. But when I went to Eventbrite to look at the tickets, it was at Heritage Place to buy the ticket. So
Okay.
I assume if I'm at a purchasing screen and it says Heritage Place, Conroe, Texas, that's where it's going to be. You know.
Yeah.
But this thing is supposed to have bands of all sorts, headliners. I saw the list. It's ridiculous. I think next week I'm going to share that list if I see it consistent, but it is a free show.
Wow, free.
Yeah. Again, really confused. So
Okay.
I'm like, is this really happening? I mean, it sounds pretty
What's
cool.
the catch?
Well, they're gonna have some vendors and some other things out there, and it is a art festival of sorts. So there'll be some art there, and I think their focus seems to be art from what I'm looking at.
It's just a great time to get together, celebrate local vendors.
I think so, but I'm not sure if the vendors are local. I don't know where
okay.
I don't know. But there's still some details, but there's plenty of time. This isn't until September 30th, but nevertheless, it's got the makings of an amazing event.
sounds like
but
it.
they only put good stuff in it.
Sounds exciting. I'm going to have to check it out.
So, I guess let's see. Did we say Foreigner was going to be here? Foreigner, the real Foreigner. Yeah,
yeah.
the real Foreigner, not the tribute band that comes to Heritage Park. And mind you, they're good, right? Yeah,
Never been. So
I don't know. From
can't
Upper
say.
Prom, I don't know if I'd know the difference. But I'll tell you, the real Foreigner will be at the Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion August 12th. It's a Saturday. And the reason I wanted to bring that up was some people act like this should be such an easy thing to just transpose from the internet and write it down or cut and paste it to a piece of paper so I can come in here and tell the world what it is. It's not.
It's not.
No.
Tell me why.
The Foreigner show, for example, has a picture of Steve Tyler on it, right? And that's for the Cynthia Mitchell Woods Pavilion, right? That's Steve Tyler. He's with Aerosmith, the lead singer.
Yeah.
He's definitely not with Foreigner, opening for Foreigner, anything of the sort. But if you go now to Google and you put in there Foreigner concert, it'll have a picture of Steve Tyler.
For what reason?
Blow my mind. Really play with whether or not I know what's really happening.
They're
I'm not sure
pushing
what's
it.
really happening.
It's a surprise show.
So is it going to be Steve Tyler playing Foreigner cover tunes, or will it be Foreigner playing Foreigner?
I guess the only way to find out is to attend the show, right?
Yeah, and most likely you'll be able to see Foreigner. But there's a
Fingers
lot of
crossed.
oddities on the internet that don't necessarily discredit. People do it on purpose after the fact.
Right.
Like if you visit Conroe.org, I think that's owned by Biden campaign.
Is it?
Yeah, go there. It's a Biden page.
We're gonna look it up.
All kinds of weird things on the internet, and using photos from Aerosmith to promote a Foreigner concert. And the Houston Country Folk and Blues Festival. I don't know what to wear. I mean, you brought up boots. I'm like, kinda, I guess, for a third of it, But not to say that I'm not grateful for a free show that has all this stuff in it, But there's very little description. As a matter of fact, I saw a Woodlands address to a different venue that maybe they previously considered at different places online. So they're not always just laid out for us to say, oh, it's the internet. You know, there it is.
You can't believe everything you read on the internet.
And I would double check, just like you take any referral or any suggestion, you know, great, okay, that's fantastic. Go double check the look. Make sure you're at the right page. Use all those right considerations. And I know the guys from Texas Title share with us a lot of ways for security and safety online and how to be aware of some of these things and to really not be so susceptible to hacking and identity theft and making yourself so vulnerable. And I think
it's happening every day.
And not, I mean, some are just honest mistakes and accidents, but some are hijacked and subdued and duped and deliberately sabotaged online.
If you get a message, don't click the link, okay? That's just the...
All right. And yet, it's not PayPal asking about your account. It's not, it's just not. But, there's a lot of things, that don't make sense. The other day we saw a guy who we know is a burglar, and he kicked his own door in. We're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm working from home, and I'm like, oh, all right. It's like, things don't have to always make sense for something normal to be happening.
Is that right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Well, much to ponder, There's a lot to think about, Brittany.
There is.
And I know you have 100 listings to sell right now, and I know that there is no rest for the real estate industry.
There is not. We're working every day, 24 hours a day, it feels like, but I'll get sleep in there somewhere.
I think the people that want you to sell their house really badly like to think you are. But we know it's not.
No, they don't. They think I'm sitting by the pool all day, but you know what? I'm working.
Yeah. No, we were talking about taking a call while you're deep sea fishing,
Yeah.
I mean, but I want my realtor to go deep sea fishing, and if he shows a picture, I'm going to like and love it. My realtor's awesome, But then wait a minute, it's Saturday. How about an open house? I don't know. Answer some phone calls, show my home. So on the other side, I'd like you to never leave my house. You know what I mean? I want you to sell that sucker,
Don't step away.
But that can't be the case. That's not realistic, and I think you just people need to let
you have to have some balance in your life.
The realtors deserve a breath, right? And you got to do crazy stuff like this every now and then. And I hope it's effective. I hope your time helps, and I appreciate your contribution.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, we appreciate you coming on very much. And folks, if you'd like to appear on the show, if you'd like to follow the show, you can go to facebook.com/txticket. We are looking for sponsors for the program, and you can join us there every week, Fridays at 1 o'clock. Catch our uploads at facebook.com/txticket or irlonestar.com.
Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Golakeconroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.